Do you have the officials? Who's on the clock?
Norm. Hey, it's Brian. What's up, man? I'm all right. How are you? Okay. Why don't you play one more after that? And then we'll go right after that. That's awesome. Is that okay? That's fine. That's fine. We'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, I know. I heard that. Yeah. Okay. Right. All right. Yeah. 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 No. Do whatever you got to do. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fine. Whatever, yeah. Yeah. Whatever you got to put in is fine. Yeah. Nope. All right, so we're after this song right now, right? Yep. Test. Check. Testing. Test. Check. All right. Now, Buddy's here. Do this real quick, bud. Hold on 1 second, Norm.
Hey, Norm, here I am. Check. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Check.
Okay. All right, we'll wait for the cue and we're good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Wow, no problem. I always try to do that. Yep. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, that's good. You got it.
You got
Thanks,
it.
Norm.
You got it, Norm.
It is 13.
Starting in like 30 seconds.
Good evening. This evening, Middle Township High School's Navy National Defense Cadet Corps will present Berkeley presenting the colors. The national ensign is carried by the 12th Team Commander, Cadet Seaman Maggie Murray. The Navy ensign is carried by cadet seaman recruit Sam Keppel. The riflemen are cadet seaman recruit Alyssa Santiago on the left and cadet seaman Paulina Rios on the right. Please rise for the presentation of colors and remain standing for the national anthem. Guests should please remove your hat.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Brian Kniff alongside Buddy Tarbon. We are live at Memorial Field in Cape May Courthouse. High atop Memorial Field in the new Bud Tarbon wing of the press box here. And we've got high school football here tonight. Schalick and Middle Township, an intriguing matchup here in that former head coach at Middle Township, Mike Wilson, is the new head coach at Schalick. And he was came back, was an assistant here a couple of years ago as well. So very familiar foes in Mike Wilson at Schalick and Frank Rigitano at Middle Township. Both of these teams coming off a loss in their openers. Schalick fell to Glassboro and Middle Township lost to Clayton. It was so both teams coming in here looking for their first victory. And we're glad you could join us here on 98.7 The Coast and CoastSportsToday.com. They're about to play the national anthem. We'll take a quick 2-minute break. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast.
Retire the colors. And again, I'd like to welcome everybody to Memorial Field to tonight's game. Like to remind everybody, this is NJSI competition, the goal of which is to promote good sportsmanship and the cooperation of everyone in attendance in reaching that.
All right, we are back at Middle Township. Memorial Field, Middle Township and Schalick High School football about to get underway momentarily. Captains are at the center of the field. In this COVID climate, there's only one captain for each team that goes out for the coin toss. And the referees for tonight's game, we have Lamar Fisher's on the clock, and then down on the field, Ron Roberts, Ron Howe, Bill Carlton, Ted Cunningham, and the man with the white hat, the lead official, Frank Burbridge. And those guys.
The legendary
Frank Burbridge. That's right. And
Brian, quickly, last week when we did the Wildwood Gloucester City game, they obviously we saw the coin toss, and I didn't say anything then, but I find it quite interesting that one captain from each team can go out for the coin toss, but then when we start to play football, 11 line up against 11.
Right.
So I don't know where the COVID protection necessarily comes into.
So it was Dom Caraballo for Middle Township and Quinn Cardona, starting quarterback for Schalick, who was actually Cardona's a running back who also will throw it once in a while as well, and then we'll line up a quarterback. They were the captains for this evening. Middle Township wearing their all black uniforms trimmed in orange and white. Schalick wearing the all white uniforms with the gold helmets and the jerseys and pants trimmed in green and gold. And Middle Township did win the toss, and they elected to defer, and they will kick from the west end zone to the east as we are just about set to get underway here on 98.7 The Coast and CoastSportsToday.com. In addition to Buddy and myself, Chris Knoll handling all the video production duties, and then the guy pushing all the right buttons, keeping us on the air back at the studio, Norm Donahue. So Jerome Licata has it teed up.
Yeah, Norm's probably the MVP.
For Middle Township.
Nothing goes right.
Two players deep for Schalick back at the 10-yard line of the east end zone, and we are ready to go. Very light crowd here. There was only a couple of tickets given to band members, players, cheerleaders, that type of thing, and we have a very light crowd here, so we anticipate that quite a few people are watching this football game, and we have a fumbled football right off the kickoff, and Middle Township, I believe, has recovered it. They were advancing it down the field, but you can't advance a muff, but Middle Township will have it 1st and 10 at the Schalick 17-yard line.
Yeah, right. That time, Brian, for Schalick, it was on the return. Jay Hemminghaus unable to bring that ball in and secure it as he was trying really to run with it before he had it, before he caught it. And Middle was all over that.
Brett Knabb, 7 for 16 for 83 yards and a touchdown in the loss to Clayton last week, leads the team out. He's in the shotgun here. 2 receivers split to the far side, 1 to the near side. And Knabb's going to take it himself right up the middle, and he's going to run right into the end zone. First offensive play of the game. And Brett Knabb runs it in from 17 yards out. And it's Middle Township up 6-0 just 15 seconds into the game.
And I'll tell you, after last week losing 40-14, Coach Frank Vigitano and his staff were making sure it's a home game tonight. These kids needed to come out and restore their confidence and come out fired up. And just like that, they get a turnover on the kickoff, and then bang, Brett Knabb runs it in to the end zone for the Panthers.
Jerome Licata on. He was 2 for 2 last week on his PAT tries. And this one also splits the upright. So just 15 seconds into the game, Middle Township has a 7-0 lead over Schalick. Back after this 30-second break on 98.7 The Coast and CoastSportsToday.com.
Savings Bank, we believe your time is valuable. That's why our mobile banking app lets you bank when and where you want. Crest Savings Bank's mobile app lets you review activity, pay bills, transfer funds, and even deposit checks any time of the day or night. Make the most of your free time by using Crest Savings Bank's safe, secure, and easy-to-use mobile app. Visit CrestSavings.bank for details. Crest Savings Bank. Big bank products. Community bank service.
Crest Savings is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Thanks for
So Middle Township recovers a muffed kick, and then Brett Knabb runs it in on the first play from scrimmage, and the Panthers have a 7-0 lead here just 15 seconds into the football game against Schalick. Both teams looking for their first win. Great start for Middle Township. Licata has it teed up again at the 40. And he will kick it high but short. This ball is caught at the 23. Hit immediately and taken down as the return man at the 26. And Schalick will start there, 1st and 10. That was Jay Hemminghaus.
And that time, the senior Hemminghaus plays a He plays a running back and defensive back, but he made sure that he secured that football. A pickup of just 3 on the return, as Brian said. It will be first down and 27 on the 27, first and 10.
Quinn Cardona in the shotgun. 4 receiver set, 2 split to each side. One comes in motion to the near side. They hand it off to him on a sweep. Good move, but only able to pick up 1 is Hemingos, as Middle Township was all over that.
82 seconds.
Hemingos came in motion from a slot position. They handed it off to him, and he only picked up 1. So it's second down and 9. Early stages of the football game here. Middle Township 7-0 on top. This game actually started a minute or 2 early, buddy. And that won't upset us.
Absolutely not.
Second down and 9. Cardona shotgun again. Same formation. Takes the snap. This time hands it off inside and taken down for a loss.
And that was
There's the running back, Max Sidlecki.
And Sedlecki's one of the guys that that Schalick, the Cougars, will key on, Brian, for their offense. He's a big guy. He plays running back and defensive line, but that time Middle Township doing a great job. And offensively, we're going to see a lot of Sedlecki and a lot of Cardona. Cardona last week, he picked up 68 yards of their total offense.
This time, 3 receivers split to the far side of the field on 3rd down and 11 for Schalick. Cardona back, tosses, trying to turn the corner, but getting wrestled out of bounds is Sidlecki. And it's about a 5-yard gain for Schalick, but way short of the first down, and they will have to punt.
Yeah.
Bring up 4th down and about 6.
And right now, that Middle Township defense doing a very good job of swarming to the football, and that was as good a group tackle.
Well, it looks like, buddy, that Middle Township had some personnel issues coming out for this punt return, and they had to call timeout. Timeout on the field. We'll take a 30-second break as well. Back after this on 98.7 The Coast.
Back deep below.
Evan Robinson back to punt for Schalick on 4th down and 6. Not much of a rush for Middle. Pretty good kick here. And it's taken by Eric Smith. He couldn't handle it, but he was right at the sideline. It goes out of bounds. Middle will take over 1st and 10 right around their own 40-yard line. Some scheduling notes here as we're dealing with this COVID issue and some games are getting canceled and whatnot. Middle Township's game next week with Pennsville was canceled due to a shutdown up at Pennsville for a couple of weeks. And but they have picked up Audubon, and they will play them next Saturday at Audubon at noon. We will switch gears and air the Lindenwald at Wildwood game on Friday night at 6 o'clock from Maxwell Field. That's next week. Nab in the shotgun for Middle Township, his team leading 7-0. It's a handoff. Inside, breaking free, right down the middle of the field, still on his feet, and finally taken down at about the 16-yard line by the freshman Jeremiah Jones. 44-yard run, and sets Middle up. Wow. Deep inside Schalick territory.
That was just a great effort by Jones.
Here's a handoff again inside. And that time it's a gain of about 5. That was Jones again. Middle going quickly here. As Jones picked up 6 on that first down play. Second down and 4. Ball at about the 9-yard line. Nab setting his personnel. Takes the snap. He's going to throw. It's caught. Breaking a tackle. Diving forward and getting into the end zone for a touchdown is Eric Smith. It's a 9-yard touchdown pass.
And that was a well-executed play, Brian, by the Panthers. Nab drops back, and it was a well-run route. And just like that, the Panthers, they're not wasting any time in putting points on the board here in the first quarter.
So Licata comes on for the extra point, as Buddy said. 8:41 to go in the first quarter. It's 13-0 Middle Township already with the PAT to come. Snap and hold are good. And Licata's kick is no good. It misses the left upright, just outside the left upright. But with 8:41 to go first quarter, it's Middle Township 13, Schalick nothing. High school football on the coast, proudly brought to you by Crest Savings Bank. Banking since 1919 with branches to serve you throughout Cape May County. Visit CrestSavings.com. Hemingway's at the Grand in Cape May, the locals' favorite restaurant for lunch or dinner. Hemingway's, that's oceanfront on Beach Avenue in Cape May. You can follow them on Facebook. The Borough of Avalon, cooler by a mile. For a list of exciting recreation events and sports camps, log on to avalonrecreation.org. And make sure you check out, they're doing some beach movies this month. Always exciting to see that in the fall months over in Avalon. So Middle Township with this 13-0 lead. 8:41 to go first quarter. It's been all Panthers so far, buddy.
Yeah, it's been all Middle Township, and Middle, again, just doing a good job. They grabbed that momentum right from the opening kickoff, and they're really trying to put this game away.
And Licata has it teed up at the 40. And now we have a bit of a delay here. Looks like they're having a trouble with the first down chains, and now it looks like they were tangled. Now they finally have them straightened out, and we're ready to go. Just awaiting the whistle, and Licata will kick it off. This is his third kickoff already. And he kicks it short but high. It's fielded by an up man.
Oh, baby.
And we are going to have a penalty on Middle Township for a late hit. And that's kind of unfortunate. It was an up man, Dakota Burt, who took the kick. He did not signal a fair catch, but caught the ball and went down to a knee. And obviously the Middle Township player did not see that and kind of blew him up. And that's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, that was number 3 for the Panthers, the senior Devin Munsing, and it wasn't like it was a blatant. But the bottom line is, yes, the receiver, the Cougar, caught the ball, went down onto that knee, and no matter what you do, as a defender, you cannot hit him like that. You have to try and miss him.
And I think the middle player had already committed to making that hit and simply just couldn't pull up. So 1st and 10 at the Schalick 41-yard line after the penalty. 8:15 to go first quarter. Middle Township up 7-0. 3 receivers split to the near side of the field. Quarterback takes it to the left and is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. And right now, Quinn Cardona can't get anything going.
Now, and again, it's,
it's a loss of 4 here on this, buddy.
The Middle Township defense is not allowing Cardona to get any type of breathing room.
And now we have a quick whistle here as a Middle Township player, and it looks like it was I'm not sure who that is. We say this all the time. Middle Township's numbers are very difficult to see. They start at the top as orange and then kind of fade to black at the bottom. But a middle player came off. He must have blood because the referee directed him off, and we could hear him from here say he must get bandaged. before he comes back in. 2nd and 15 for Schalick. Snap taken, rolling to the right, pass is high and nearly intercepted. Eric Smith nearly made a diving interception at the 45-yard line, but it's incomplete. Will bring up 3rd down. Again, very long, 3rd and 15.
Yeah, there was pressure on Cardona that forced him to get rid of that football a little bit earlier than he wanted to. And right there, Brian, the middle secondary did a good job covering the defenders. Cardona would have been better off tucking that football in and running with it.
Buddy, that player who had to come off briefly was Albert Hickman. And Hickman actually had 9 tackles last week for Middle Township. And they're bandaging him up, and I'm sure he'll get back on the field quickly. We have a Schalick player on the outside. Looked like Ethan Ventura moved early, so this is an illegal procedure penalty against Schalick. And now we'll bring up 3rd and 19. 7:24 to go first quarter. 13-0 Middle Township.
It's going to push the ball all the way back to the Schalick 30-yard line. So Middle.
Yeah, they need to get across. It's actually right at the 31. They need to get just across midfield for a first down, so it's more like 3rd and 21. Cardona back. He's going to throw a fade over here to the near side. It's caught. And racing down the sideline inside the 20 and taken down from behind is Ethan Ventura. A 60 or 59-yard pass.
And that time, Cardona had plenty of time. And Brian, he threw a very pretty pass down that right sideline. And that Middle Township defensive back was thoroughly beaten.
Well, Ventura, buddy, is 6'2", and he used that height to out-jump the Middle Township defender and make the catch.
Yeah, and Ventura is just a sophomore, 6'2" sophomore. And he did. He used that additional length.
Cardona will keep it himself, runs up the middle, and maybe picks up a yard or two up to the 9 or 10, up to the 8 or 9, I should say. And I think they're going to mark him at about the 8.5. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from there.
So again, Middle Township, defensively, they do not want to allow Schalick to get back into this football game. But boy, with a play like that, and Cardona just showed that he can throw the football as well. That was just a pretty pass and a very good catch.
3 receivers split to the far side here. Single setback is Seidlecki to Cardona's left. Low snap. Cardona will throw another fade to the corner. Looking again for Ventura, but this one was too far and out of bounds and incomplete. And Eric bring up 3rd down and goal from the 8.
And Eric Smith was the one that made a touchdown-saving tackle for Middle Township. But as Brian just said, that pass was too far. He was going for that corner of the end zone pass, but he just overthrew it.
3rd down and goal from the 8-yard line for Schalick. Cardona in the shotgun again. Takes the snap, rolls to his left. He's going to keep it. He's going to be taken down for a loss. He wanted to run the option, but Middle Township had 2 or 3 defenders in the backfield right away. And this will be a loss of 3. And it'll bring up 4th down. And let's see, this is an area where, if you have any kind of a kicking game, now we have a flag come flying in well after the play.
Yeah, there's multiple flags. One's in the backfield.
Let's see what this is about. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Schalick, and that might take him right out of field goal range. It looked like they were going to come out and maybe try to kick a field goal, but now this unsportsmanlike conduct penalty will walk the ball all the way out to the 26-yard line, which would make it a 27-yard line, which now you're talking about a 44-yard field goal, and there's only a handful of kickers that would even think about that in South Jersey. So it looks like Schalick will now go for it. and fourth and goal from the 27-yard line.
Yeah, that was not that was a very ill-advised, unsportsmanlike penalty.
Here is Cardona, throws, and it's knocked down and incomplete. And that was nearly intercepted over there, and there might have been a lot of daylight had it been intercepted. And Middle will take over on downs, and I believe that was Michael Zarfati, the freshman, who had a play on that.
Yeah, Zarfati read that well. And as you said, Brian, he broke on the ball. If he
Check that, but it was Isaiah Carr, wing, another freshman, who made the play.
Yes, number 8.
Nab throws on first down. It's incomplete. Threw it behind the intended receiver.
The 8 and 9.
Caraballo.
The 8 and 9 with the way these uniforms are hard to separate. Zarfati is number 9 and Wing is number 8.
The good thing about it is, Bud, the National Federation has deemed that these uniforms must be changed, I think, by next year. And as we've said this before, when Middle Township wears the black jerseys, it's very difficult, especially at night, to identify numbers. Here's a handoff, I believe, to Jones. And he gets out to about the 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. 4 or 5. And it'll bring up third down and a long 5. Middle's been working without a huddle for this entire first quarter. 4.5 to go. They lead 13-0. Nab in the shotgun, takes the snap, turns, fires to the outside. It's incomplete. Threw it too far for his intended receiver on the far side, and Middle Township will send on the punting team. And
it's that time.
Going back deep is Quinn Cardona. Jerry Licata's on to kick it, to punt it for Middle Township.
And on that drive right there was a 3 and out for Middle Township, and Brett Nab threw 2 incomplete passes, and then Jones had a 5-yard run.
Ooh, not a good snap. Smith has it here. He's running. He's going to have a first down and more. And he's outside the 45. It's actually Smith who went back for punting duties. And he ends up picking up about 13 and a first down.
Well, let's take that back. It was not a 3 and out.
Right.
As Middle Township with a little trickery there, as you said, sending Eric Smith back. Then Smith with a real nice run gets it across the Middle Township 45. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the 46.
Smith's a good addition for this Middle team, buddy. He played as a freshman that didn't play the last couple of years, and Middle coach Frank Rigatano said he was expecting some good things out of him this year, and so far he has done just that. Here's Nab in trouble, rolling, still alive though to avoid a sack. Now he's going to try to run, and he does real well just to get up back around the line of scrimmage. It looked for a time there during that play that this was going to go for a big loss, and he was able to avoid the rush, and it ends up officially as a sack, but just a loss of 1 as Nab scrambled to negate the damage there. 2nd and 11 for Middle. And then Nab in the shotgun. Man comes in motion. They toss it. Trying to turn the corner here. And doing so is Smith. He's got a first down and more. Breaks a tackle at the 35, still on his feet. Inside the 20, and down finally at the 11-yard line. What a run by Eric Smith.
Yeah, Eric Smith, the senior, he stands at 5'10" and about 160 pounds. Well, let me tell you, he packs some power in those legs as he dances down that sideline and knocks over. I mean, he broke about 2 or 3 tackles and then took a Cougar with him until he was finally brought down on that 11-yard line.
And now we're going to have a Schalick timeout as they were trying to get some different personnel on the field and looked like they had a chance to maybe be called for an illegal substitution, so they take the timeout to prevent that. 13-0 Middle, 2:32 to go first quarter. Middle, though, knocking on the door at the 11-yard line. High school football on 98.7 The Coast and CoastSportsToday.com. Brought to you by the Bellevue Tavern. Great food, great times, and great crab cakes are waiting for you. Enjoy Courthouse Casual. Fine food and spirits since 1905. Check out the Bellevue and say hello to Dennis, Sarge, and all the good people up there on Main Street. 19th hole in memory of the late coach Jimmy McMichael. 19th Hole Enterprises and the McMichael family would like to wish everyone the best of luck in today's game. McMichael's 19th hole in North Wildwood. So Middle Township leading 13-0, but they, after the big 45-yard run by Eric Smith, get the ball down to the 11-yard line of Schalick with 2:32 to go first quarter.
And Brian, that's what Middle Township's been able to do. They've been able to put together a couple of big plays on offense, big yardage plays.
Out of the timeout, man in motion to the near side. Nab hands it off to Jones. Jones tries to break a tackle, can't, and is taken down after a gain of maybe 1 or 2.
Well, he got that ball inside the 10-yard line. I think they're going to give him the spot. Yes, it's going to be on the 9, so we'll call it a pick up a 2.
Second down and 8. Middle can get a first down at the 1-yard line. And here's Nab. Shotgun again. Shifts Jones over to the left side from the right. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. He's going to run it himself and run it into the end zone. Brett Nab, his second touchdown run, this time from 9 yards out. And it's 19-0 Middle Township with the point after coming up. So Nab runs for, it's kind of a read option play there.
Yes.
And runs for the touchdown. And it's been all middle, other than the one big pass play for Schalick. And they ended up stalling the drive deep in Middle territory. It's been all Middle Township here as they lead at 19-0 with 1:48 to go first quarter. And the Panthers are actually going to go for 2 here, try to make up for that missed extra point after their second touchdown. And Nab takes the snap, fires, and it's caught. Caught for the 2-point conversion.
Boy, he was wide open.
And I believe that was Dom Caraballo on the reception. And it's 21-0 Middle Township. And we will come back right after this 30-second break on 98.7 The Coast.
Conversion was good in the end zone. Now the Middle Township, the 4-0 lead.
Who scored that second touchdown for Middle?
Smith did, I think. Yeah, it was a pass, 9-yard pass.
98.7 The Coast.
9-yard touchdown run by Brett Nab. 2-point conversion pass from Nab to Dom Caraballo. And it's 21-0 Middle Township. 1:48 to go first quarter. And it's been all Middle here at Memorial Field. Licata's kick is high but short. Taken by an up man who calls a fair catch this time at the 32-yard line. And Schalick will take over there. So,
I guess
Middle's had the ball 3 times, buddy. It's resulted in 3 touchdowns so far.
I guess Schalick must be on, strict orders from the coaching staff that from the time since they fumbled the opening kickoff, they've been fair catching
Well, a lot of times I think that'll happen when anytime an up man has an opportunity to field it, they'll do that. But yeah, Middle hasn't kicked it deep since that opening kickoff that resulted in the fumble, as you said, the muffed kick. 5 receiver set this time for Schalick. Cardona will keep it, tries to run up the middle, and is taken down immediately. And it looked like Hickman was in there on the stop. Loss of a yard. That was a play there where Schalick tried to spread the defense out and then try to run it right up the middle, but Middle's defensive line was up to the task there. And this time it's 4 receivers, 3 split to the far side. Cardona back to pass, fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Nice close by Caraballo as he knocked it away from Ventura. Ventura had his hands on it just shy of the first down marker, and Caraballo came in and hit him almost immediately, and Ventura couldn't hang on. Really good play.
As we said earlier, Ventura is a sophomore, 6'2" sophomore. But Brian, that's the type of catch he's got to make that catch, especially when your team is having a hard time moving the ball. Cardona put that right up in his number, and he's got to hang on to that. But nonetheless, Caraballo had other thoughts as he was able to knock that ball free.
3rd and 11, 3 receivers split to the near side. They're going to try that fade again to the near side. It's too far. And good coverage out here on the outside by Caraballo. And it's incomplete. And Schalick will have to send on the punt team as it's 4th and 11 inside their own 30-yard line. 53 seconds to go, first quarter.
And it looks like Middle Township, the coaching staff, made a little adjustment, Brian, because now Caraballo has been on that side, taking on the Ethan Ventura, and doing a very good job.
Back to punt is Robinson. High snap, but not much of a rush. It's a high but short kick. Bounces right at midfield. Takes a Schalick bounce, will go inside the 40 and out of bounds at about the 38. And Middle will take over there, 1st and 10. And with 37 seconds to go in the first quarter.
And as Brian said, that punt wasn't particularly long, but it was high, and he did a good job, the Schalick punter, of angling it to the sideline, because then the ball took a big Schalick bounce, and as you had said, Brian, was out of bounds at the 38 of Middle Township.
Luke Salvo, the tight end, goes in motion. He's actually lined up as a wing back there. Nab rolls out, fires, it's caught, and stepping out of bounds after a first down. It's Dom Caraballo. And actually, buddy, they're going to say that Caraballo stepped out before the first down marker. So it's 2nd down and 1.
There's actually been, on that far side of the field, there's been a couple of questionable spots, in my humble opinion, and that was one right there. Well, I clearly thought that he got past.
Key word, far side of the field. Here's a handoff to Jones. Jones has big-time running room down the right side, breaks a tackle, and he's going to run it in for the touchdown. He didn't get touched till about the 25-yard line. He broke that tackle, and it is a 53-yard run by Jeremiah Jones, the freshman, for a touchdown. And Middle Township has a 4-touchdown lead before the close of the first quarter. And they will bring Licata on to try to kick the extra point here. Great run by Jeremiah Jones.
And Jones as Brian alluded to earlier, he's another freshman on this Middle Township, not just on this roster, but an impact player.
I think Middle Township, now they're ready to go. Looked like there was some confusion, and now Middle's got to call another timeout. I think they were missing another player there. Yeah, they only had 10 players on the field, so someone was missing, and they have to call timeout. Timeout on the field, and Middle leads at 27-0 with 17 seconds to go in the first quarter. I think this timeout's going to be pretty quick, so we'll keep it here for the PAT. As Frank Rigitano walks out, just make sure they have the right personnel, and now sends his group out. Well, I know they kick this extra point.
Brian, that first timeout that Coach Rigitano had to call, he was not happy. And, Coach doesn't like to waste a timeout over what we would consider very fundamental football. And there, on an extra point, again, he needed to call a timeout to make sure the personnel was in the right spots and the right players were, obviously where they needed to be.
Snap's good, hold is good, and Licata this time splits the uprights. He is 3 for 4 on his PATs. Middle Township leads it 28-0. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Back after this 30-second break on 98.7 The Coast. .53-yard touchdown run by Jeremiah Jones, the freshman, gives Middle Township a 28-0 lead with 17 seconds left in the first quarter. And here is Licata to kick off. He's kicked off 5 times now. This will be the 5th kickoff in the first quarter. Another high but short kick, and another fair catch made by Schalick, and they'll take over at their own 28-yard line. And with 13 seconds left in the first quarter, if this is a running play, most likely the final play of the quarter. And Schalick needs to get something going. They only have 1 first down, and that was on that long pass that set them up first and goal inside the 10, but they sputtered there, and then they were going to try for a field goal attempt, and then they had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the play, and they had to send the kicker off and try to go for it on 4th down and didn't make it.
Yeah, that unsportsmanlike penalty really killed any momentum that they seemed like they were trying to build.
Cardona hands it off inside, and the entire defensive line for Middle Township is all over that.
Sidlecki on the carry.
That was Mark Sidlecki.
And Brian, with that last run that Jones had, he's carried the ball 5 times for 110 yards.
And that's the close of the first quarter. It's 28-0 Middle Township, and we will come back right after this 30-second break on 98.7 The Coast and CoastSportsToday.com.
Number one choice for a lunch, dinner, or a party to celebrate a special occasion is the Bellevue Tavern, Cape May Courthouse. The Bellevue Tavern offers happy hour daily, a great way to unwind with your friends after work. Monday night, it's 2-for-1 apps in the bar at the Bellevue, and Thursday night is Yings and Wings with half-price bingoes. For your next office party, reception, birthday, or any celebration at all, keep upstairs at the Bellevue. The Bellevue Tavern has early bird dinner Monday through Thursday, just $14.95 before 6 p.m. The Bellevue Tavern, Route 9, Cape May Courthouse.
High school football on 98.7 The Coast.
All right, we are back. at Memorial Field in the Bud Tarbotton wing of the press box here. Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbotton, 28-0, Middle Township on top at the end of the first quarter. A Middle Township player went down to the turf right after the quarter was sounded, and I think it looks like one of those cramping issues. He gets up and he's limping pretty badly. Let's see. How he responds. Believe that's Big Jaden Matthews, offensive and defensive lineman. Again, as we've said, it is Jaden Matthews. Very, very difficult, especially at night from this distance, to see Middle Township's numbers. They have that orange that kind of fades to black on a black jersey, and it's difficult to pick them out at times.
Oh, Brian.
Second down and 11. Second down and 12, for Schalick.
The story of this first half can be simply told.
Well, apparently it can't be that simply told. You okay over there?
Yeah, it can be simply told with this one statistic. Schalick has 46 total yards. 59 yards came on that pass play, and every play since, before or after that has been a negative.
There we have a incomplete pass. Don't let the play get in the way of your statistics, buddy.
That's right.
Incomplete pass there for Schalick. It brings up third down and 12.
So that 59-yard pass play was obviously what we thought was going to be a big momentum changer for
it certainly had the potential to be.
Yeah. And but they've also have run a handful of plays for a negative 13 yards. And Jones for Middle Township, as I had said before the break, has 110 yards on 5 carries.
Third down and 12 for Schalick. Quinn Cardona in the shotgun. Takes the snap, rolls to his right, throws. It's caught. Nice catch over there. Reaching down and making the grab was Jay Heimegos. But it's a gain of about 7. It'll bring up 4th and 5. And actually, they mark it back at the 34-yard lines. It's actually a gain of about 6. So it's 4th and 6. And Schalick will punt. Evan Robinson. And we have a Schalick timeout here. Timeout on the field. Schalick trailing 28-0. It's Isaiah Carr, wing, who's back deep for Middle to return the punt. High school football on the coast. Brought to you by Cooper Levinson Attorneys at Law. They are proud supporters of the community. Cooper Levinson believes in client service, corporate responsibility, and dedication to the community. Check them out at cooperlevinson.com. And, of course, our flagship sponsor, Crest Savings Bank, banking since 1919 with branches to serve you throughout Cape May County. Visit crestsavings.com. And, again, wanted to let you know about that scheduling change next week because the Middle Pennsville game got canceled. We will be broadcasting Lindenwold at Wildwood next Friday at 6 on coastsportstoday.com and 98.7 The Coast. The Middle will instead play an away game at Audubon on Saturday. Robinson back to punt for Schalick. High snap, but not much of a rush. He gets it away, and it bounces at about the 45 and then out of bounds at the 44, and Middle Township will take over there after the short punt.
Yeah, it's about a 21-yard punt, and again, angling it to the right sideline, and it took a big bounce. So as Brian just said, Middle Township will take over. We got 11:03 to play here in the first half, and the Middle Township Panthers lead the Schalick Cougars 28-0
Lower Cape May and Clayton are tied as we get set to start the second quarter down there in Irma. Here's Nab back to pass. He's going to fire deep, and it is caught. The ball kind of hung up there for a while, but it's caught by Caraballo, who's down at the 25-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a well thrown.
This is going to come back, buddy. Illegal man downfield is called on Middle Township. So I didn't catch who that was going downfield a little too early, and but that'll bring it back. And it'll be a 5-yard loss and negates a 31-yard gain.
And Brian, as I was saying, on that play, all right, it's going to come back, but on that play, Brett Nab, he got the ball out there, but he actually kind of underthrew Caraballo a little bit because Dom had his man clearly beat. If he would have caught that, if he would have hit him in stride, that penalty would be taking 6 points off the board. Yeah,
and I think it was underthrown, buddy, because it kind of came out of Nab's hand a little funky. It was kind of a, instead of a tight spiral, that ball was going downfield in the air like a helicopter, and that's why it was underthrown. But the penalty brings it back anyway, and it's 1st and 10 or 1st and 15 now for Middle, back at the Middle Township 39-yard line. Middle leading 28-0. And they hand it off inside. And Jones picks up about 7. Gets it up across the 45-yard line.
Jones on the carry of the 45.
And the freshman is certainly Jeremiah Jones, freshman running back, is certainly making an impact in this football game here tonight.
2nd down and 9 for Middle Township. 2 backs in the backfield, split on either side of Brett Nab. He takes the snap, hands it off again, and running through the defense is Jones. Breaks a tackle at the 25 or at the 35, gets inside the 30, and down at the 27.
Man, I'll tell you what, Brian. He's impressive. He's got some very, very nice moves downfield, and when he hits that hole on the offensive line, he explodes. I mean, he really hits it with a burst of energy, and then, if they're trying to tackle him high, he has that ability as a freshman to make guys miss.
Nab has the offense set. Takes the snap on 1st and 10. Back to pass. Fires out here in the flat. It's caught. Trying to spin away and breaking a tackle. And going down the far sideline. Cutting back inside and getting into the end zone for a touchdown. And that's another freshman, Michael Zarfati, on the touchdown.
And boy, Michael Zarfati did a great job of concentration because it appeared that he was going to take a hit once he caught that football, but as he was catching the ball, he made a Schalick player miss, and then when one guy had him by the shirt, and he did a nice spin move, broke that tackle, then he did another little move, and bang, next thing you know, he's in the end zone.
So Middle Township to try the extra point here with 9:06 to go in the first half. They lead 34-0. And it looks like once again Middle was short a man, and this time Albert Hickman runs on. I don't know if he's the one who was supposed to be on there. They just told him to go out, and now it's a delay of game against Middle. This is 3 times on extra points that Middle has not had enough personnel, not even just the right personnel, just enough personnel out on the field. Licata's got a big leg, so this 5-yard penalty is no problem for him in terms of distance. But now he's got to have the T go back with the holder, Brett Knapp, at the 15-yard line, so it ends up being a 25-yard try for the extra point. Snap and a holder good. Kick is away, and the kick is good. 9:06 to go, first half. 35-0 Middle Township. Back after this 30-second break on 98.7 The Coast.
How long was that touchdown pass?
Back at Middle Township at Memorial Field, Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbonton. 9:06 to go here in the first half. 35-0. Middle Township on top. And the 27-yard touchdown pass from Brett Knapp to Michael Zarfati. And Middle has scored on all 5 of its possessions so far in this game. And they've limited Schalick to just 1 first down, and that came on a long pass. So here's Middle to kick off, as they have been in control from the start of the game to this point.
And Brian, we're in the running clock mode of this football game.
Yeah.
With the mercy rule.
Yeah, clock is running. I always thought that rule only came into effect into the second half. Schalick calls a fair catch at their 22-yard line, and we'll start 1st and 10 there. But right now, and now they did stop the clock here. So it's first down, Schalick at their own 22-yard line.
Well, I guess we would have to double check with the legendary clock man, Bugs Hinkie.
And actually, they marked it up at the 25. He doesn't know the rules in basketball. You want him to know the football rules?
It doesn't hurt.
1st and 10 for Schalick. 8.5 to go. Middle up 35-0 here in the first half. Now the clock does start running. And here's a pass out in the flat. This one's complete, but a good hit out there and a gain of just 1. Pass was complete to Hymagoss. And it was a pickup of 2. Second and 8 for Schalick. And they're at the point now they just need to get something going. Other than that long pass, that 53-yard pass play, they have just gotten nowhere. They have just that 1 first down. Here's a handoff inside, and it's a very short gain there. That was Sidelecki on the carry. And he picked up 1. 3rd down and 7 for Schalick. 7:15 to go before halftime. Middle Township ahead 35-0. Hey, you're so worried about keeping your impeccable stats over there, but you actually can say something once in a while.
Well, you're filling it with such colorful commentary.
3rd and 7 for the Schalick Cougars. Man goes in motion. Cardona fires, and it is caught. And there's a first down for Schalick.
That was a real nice pass by Cardona.
And that was a gain of about 14 there and a first down. up to the 42-yard line.
And that time Cardona.
That's Aiden Collins, buddy, a 5'7", 151-pound senior.
And Cardona did a good job. He was rolling out to his right to try and get away from that Middle Township pressure. And then Collins was able to get open down on that right sideline. And as you said, a Cougars first down.
Quinn Cardona passes out in the flat. It's caught, making a good move and coming up close to a first down is Jay Hymangoss. And I believe they are going to give him the first down. They do. So they've completed 2 straight passes and picked up 24 yards in the process. And they've moved it into Middle Township territory at the 47. 5:40 to go before halftime. It's Middle leading 35-0. Fake the handoff. They throw it out to Jaime Goss again. Cuts across. And after making the catch, then toward the sideline and is knocked out of bounds at around the 40. And it's a pickup of about 7.
And I'll tell you again, that time right now, this is what Coach Mike Wilson wants to see out of his kids, Brian. There's under 5 minutes to play here in this second half. Let's go into the locker room, forget the score. Let's just try and get some momentum. Let's try and make some positive things happen. And right now, that's what the Cougars are doing.
3 receivers split to the near side of the field. Cardona back, throws a fade. It is tipped and incomplete. Good play on the far side over there. And I think that's Eric Smith over there, buddy. Tough to see from here. They were looking for the 6'2" Ethan Ventura.
That's going to bring
Ventura's got some ability, buddy, as a 6'2" sophomore.
Yeah,
he's a nice player.
Absolutely. And now it's going to be a 3rd and 3 with 4:43 to play here in this first half. Middle Township on top, 35-0. Very impressive, explosive first half at home here at Memorial Field for the Panthers.
3rd down and 2. Oh, they went long count there. And actually, Schalick was probably going on first sound all night. That time, they were going on at least the second sound. The 2 middle players jumped offside. So, good job there by Schalick to change up the count on 3rd and 2, and it gifts them a first down as Middle Township jumps offside, and it moves the ball down to the 34-yard line of the Panthers. And this is really the first kind of sustained drive that Schalick's had. They had that one big gain for 53 yards, but this is one where they've been chipping away. 3 straight pass completions and that penalty have helped this drive along. Here's a handoff to Jaime Goss. Cuts it off right tackle, and he picks up 6 or 7.
And Schalick's doing a good job, Brian, right now with their offensive line. The play calling, they're going both to the left. That time they went to the right. But give Middle Township defensively credit. They're staying in their lanes, and they're not over-pursuing. So they're there, and they're able to make they held this run to 4 yards.
Yeah, they marked it back at the 30, so it is just a 4-yard gain for Jaime Goss. And clock approaching 3.5 to play first half. 35-0 Middle Township. Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbotton with you. Chris Knoll on the video production. Norm Donahue pushing the buttons back at the studio. Quinn Cardona takes the snap. It's a straight run. He doesn't have a lot of room, and he kind of just dives forward, and it ends up being a loss of about 2.
Yeah, he absolutely had no room. Middle Township, again, that defensive line, they won the battle down there in the pit. Because they were able to get a nice surge and take Cardona down, as Brian said, for that 2-yard loss.
So now it's 3rd and 8. For Schalick at the Middle Township 33-yard line. 2:40 to go before halftime. Schalick trying to get on the board for the first time. Quinn Cardona in the shotgun. Takes the snap, fires over the middle, incomplete. I think he was looking for Aiden Collins, and Collins never turned back and looked for the football.
Well, he had to get rid of that ball in a hurry. Brian, he had 2 Middle Township defensive linemen, 2 Panthers bearing down on him. And unfortunately, I can't read the number.
Yeah, it's a shame. So Middle's defensive line is really done. I know Luke Salvo's out there at left defensive end.
They buried Cardona on a very clean play right there.
Brandon Rosensteel, also a key player for Middle in there, as is Jaden Matthews. 35-0. Middle Township on top. 4th and 8 here with 2:24 to go in the first half for Schalick at the middle 32-yard line. Cardona takes the snap, rolls, hit as he throws it. It's caught, but it'll be short of the first down. Pass was caught by Hemigos, and it's only a gain of about 6. And Middle Township will take over on downs. So Middle will have it 1st and 10 at their own 27. With 2:14 to go before halftime here.
And Brian, I believe David Julian was the guy on both those hits. He was back there in.
No, wouldn't surprise me. He's all over the place defensively for this Middle Township team. And here's Nab. This Middle running some personnel on late. Nab back to pass here. He's going to throw it deep. It is, incomplete. A diving effort by sophomore Adrian LeBoy at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, one of the things too, Brian, Brett Nab, he's just a junior, and he's playing very heady and very smart out there tonight. Couple of big runs, couple of scores on some read option plays, and he's thrown the football. He's thrown the football well. I mean, that right there was just a tad too long. But I'll tell you what, LeBoy gave it all he could to try and bring it in.
Great effort. Nab trying to get the personnel lined up in the right spot here. Takes the snap. He's back to pass again. He's going to throw it deep again. And this time it's intercepted. Intercepted by Hymegos. And he's running with the football down the right side of the field and taken down inside Middle Township's 40. And Schalick will take over on downs. He'll have another opportunity to get points on the board before halftime here.
Why is it that every time we say something nice about a player, then they turn around and throw an interception or turn the ball over?
Right.
It's the 98-7 at Coast jinx.
Clayton leads Lower Cape May 8-0, 6:36 left second quarter. 1:50 to go here. Schalick trailing Middle Township 35-0. Cougars trying to get on the board before halftime. 1st and 10 at Middle's 38. They hand it off. And taken down in the backfield is Hemigos. And that was a really good play there by David Julian. That's a loss of about 7.
Yes, and as you know, David Julian has really picked it up.
Buddy, that almost, and we'll never know, but it almost looked like Hemigos. It looked like possibly he was going to throw the ball there, but after getting the handoff coming across the formation, but Julian was right there to make the tackle on a 7-yard loss. 2nd and 17 for Schalick. Quinn Cardona back to pass. Throws over the middle, incomplete. And it was dropped about 10 yards downfield. That ball should have been caught.
Well, he was going for the big sophomore, Ethan Ventura. And Ventura was in a lot of traffic, but again, Brian, you are correct. That's the type of ball that has to be caught. And it wasn't caught, so it's an incomplete pass. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 16 with 1:01 to play here in the first half.
3 receivers split to the far side, 1 to the near side. Single setback to the right of Quinn Cardona. He rolls to the right after taking the snap. Fires, incomplete. May have been tipped away on the far side there by Middle Township. I believe that was Albert Hickman out there on the coverage who may have gotten a fingertip on that, and it was incomplete. Good coverage.
Well, in order to help us out reading these Middle Township numbers that are out, the players are out on the field, I have gone to the trusty binoculars, Brian, so it has been a little bit of a help. But as you had said, we said it last year, the color combination of these numbers on these black jerseys is absolutely horrendous.
4th and 17 for Schalick. They'll line up the punt. Robinson kicks it deep, and it is caught by Smith. Running up the left side of the field, gets a block, but then can't shake a tackle. Good tackle out there. And now we have a flag thrown. And more flags come in as the whistles are blown. And let's see what we got here. So all be post-possession penalties, so Middle Township will retain possession. I'm wondering, buddy, if the initial flag was for a face mask, and then we may have had some unsportsmanlike stuff going on after the whistle. The officials are together, huddled just inside the 30-yard line, trying to sort it all out. And either way, Middle Township will have the football with 40 seconds to go in the half, and the last 3 or 4 minutes of this first half have taken about, it seems like 3 hours.
Ever since they went to running the clock.
Well, they did, and then they didn't. So let's see what we got here. Here's the call from the official. We actually that initial flag was for a hold on Middle Township. Now we have a personal foul face mask on Schalick, so the penalty's offset. And then we had 2 dead ball personal fouls after the play. That offsets. And
1st and 10, Middle Township.
interesting.
Yes,
so
very.
It looks like Middle, there was all kinds of stuff going on there, but Middle's going to get the ball at their own 33-yard line.
With 40.
Frank Bobitz with those impeccable mechanics over there, buddy. We knew exactly what the calls were.
Absolutely.
Nab in the shotgun here, takes the snap. He's back to pass. Rolls to his right, floats it out in the flat. It's caught, and pickup of about 7. And now we have a flag in there. Pass was complete to Smith, and now we have a late flag. Dead ball personal foul against Middle Township. So that's going to go on Smith.
Yeah, again, something, Smith taking an exception, I guess, to the way he was hit. But, I mean, that was a football play out there.
And the Schalick player, I believe it was Max Seidlecki. It was either Seidlecki or Ventura who was involved there, who did the smart thing and just walked away. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 18 for the Panthers. So 7-yard gain, then a 15-yard penalty after the play on the dead ball. 14 seconds to go in the half. Clock is moving. Nab back to pass. Rolls to his right. Breaks a tackle as he avoids a sack. Now rolls to the left. He's going to run with the football. And he's going to run out of bounds about 3 yards short of the first down. That will be the final play of the half. And it's a 14-yard gain, but that'll do it for the half. All Middle Township here in the first half. 35-0, they lead Schalick. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back with the halftime report right after this on 98.7 The Coast and CoastSportsToday.com.
Streaming live on CoastSportsToday.com on 98.7 The Coast.
Back in the Bud Tarbotten wing of the press box here at Memorial Field, Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbotten, and Middle Township dominated the first half against Schalick. They lead 35-0, and this game was all middle from the start, and it was such domination that from the start that Schalick muffed the opening kickoff. Middle recovered it at the 17-yard line. Brett Knabb ran it in from there on the next play. So the first offensive play of the game, Middle Township led 7-0. After a 3-and-out by Schalick, Jeremiah Jones' 44-yard run helped set up Middle inside the 10-yard line, and Brett Knabb threw a 9-yard touchdown pass to Eric Smith. Schalick moved inside the Middle 10 on a long pass, but sputtered from there. They were about to try a field goal. An unsportsmanlike conduct penalty moved them out of field goal range, though, and they turned it over on downs. And then Middle went on a 73-yard drive from there. And Nab ran for his second touchdown, a 9-yard run. And Middle had the lead 21-0 after another 3-and-out by Schalick. And Jeremiah Jones on the second play of that possession for Middle ran it in from 53 yards, and Middle led 28-0 after the first quarter. Early in the second quarter, it was again a 3-and-out by Schalick, and Nab eventually hit Michael Zarfati, a freshman, for a 27-yard touchdown, and that set the score at 35-0 at halftime. Jerome Licata made 4 of his 5 extra-point kicks, and Middle also had a 2-point conversion. That was a Nab pass to Dom Caraballo, and Schalick ended up with just 3 first downs in that entire first half. So it's Middle Township leading 35-0. Down in Irma, Lower Cape May trailing Clayton 14-0 late second quarter at last report. And of course, also last night, Wildwood lost 37-6 to Gloucester Catholic in the rare Thursday night game. Some games across the state, or especially across South Jersey, because of a shortage of officials. There have been some games that have been moved to Thursday night or to Saturday to try to get all the games covered by the officials. So that's why Wildwood played last night. So it's Middle Township on top 35-0 here at the half, buddy.
And Brian, I mean, that whole first half was all Middle. And Middle Township, I mean, they did a good job. They had just the one turnover. That was the interception that Nab threw that did not hurt them. They were able to hold and get the ball back. But in that first half, Middle Township rolled up 264 total yards of offense, and they were led by Jeremiah Jones, the freshman, who ran 7 times for 128 yards. So Jones, the freshman, ran 7 times for 128 yards. Schalick had 73 yards of total offense in that first half, and 59 of those yards came on that one pass play.
Right.
And other than that, in that drive that they put together at the end of the second quarter, the end of the first half, right there. Hopefully, they can take that momentum into their, into halftime, and come out. And hey, you're not going to get 35 points back on 1 or 2 plays, 1 or 2 drives. So Schalick needs to just come out, try and win the third quarter, try and get some momentum back offensively, and they really have to shut Middle Township down. There was a lot of missed tackles out there by the Cougars, and to give Middle Township a ton of credit, we saw some pretty talented young offensive players out there, Brian, for the Panthers. I mean, they made guys miss.
Right.
And there's nothing worse than when you're in the open field and you're going down and you got to, as a defender, you're coming up on a guy you think you're going to tackle, then all of a sudden you're grabbing nothing but air and grass, and he's running right past you.
Yeah, so it's 35-0 Middle Township High School football on the coast, and coastsportstoday.com, proudly brought to you by Crest Savings Bank, banking since 1919 with branches to serve you throughout Cape May County. Visit crestsavings.com. Cooper Levinson Attorneys at Law, proud supporters of the community. Cooper Levinson believes in client service, corporate responsibility, and dedication to the community. Check them out at cooperlevinson.com. 19th hole in memory of late coach Jimmy McMichael. 19th Hole Enterprises and the entire McMichael family would like to wish everyone the best of luck in tonight's game. McMichael's 19th hole in North Wildwood. Hemingway's at the Grand in Cape May, the locals' favorite restaurant for lunch or dinner. Hemingway's, oceanfront on Beach Avenue in Cape May. You can follow them on Facebook. The Borough of Avalon, cooler by a mile for a list of exciting recreation events and sports camps and information on their beach movies going on through the month of October. Log on to avalonrecreation.org. The Bellevue Tavern, great food, great times, and great crab cakes are waiting for you. Enjoy Courthouse Casual, fine food and spirits since 1905. And make sure you say hello to Dennis, Sarge, and the entire crew up at the Bellevue. 35-0 Middle on top. We're going to take another 3-minute timeout. We'll come back with some out-of-town scores right after this on 98.7 The Coast and coastsportstoday.com. Back in the Bud Tarbonton wing of the Memorial Field press box, Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbonton, 35-0, Middle Township on top of Schalick here at the half. We have some scores from across South Jersey. Right down the street in Irma, Clayton leads Lower Cape May 14-0 at the half. Of course, we told you Wildwood lost last night to Gloucester Catholic 37-6, and then the other final involving a Cape May County team earlier today was a 5 p.m. start, Ocean City, a 48-0 winner over Oakcrest. Joe Rapetti, 4 touchdown passes, Jake Schneider, 3 touchdowns, three receiving touchdowns, and Jacob Wilson, 2 rushing touchdowns for Ocean City. They've been all over. They've been very, very impressive through their first 2 games. Some other scores, couple of or one other final. Maple Shade leading beat Haddon Township 21-0. Woodstown was leading Buena 15-12 at last report. We don't know exactly where that game is at this point. Lenape's up 21-0 over Eastern at halftime. Williamstown and Kingsway tied at 6 in the second quarter. Cherokee with young Billy Osborne, a quarterback, leading Woodrow Wilson 35-0 in the fourth quarter. And a real good one here, St. Augustine in this one, 21-14 over Millville in the fourth quarter at last report. And again, 35-0 here, Schalick on the losing side here against Middle Township as the Panthers dominated this first half of play.
Yeah, Middle Township, after suffering that loss last week, 40-14, have really bounced back the way Coach Frank Rigitano and his staff, we're hoping to see these kids come out here tonight, a home game, and wow, were they hitting it on all cylinders, and they started right from the opening kickoff when Schalick muffed that. The kickoff, Middle Township recovered. Next thing you know, they're in the end zone.
We just got a report. There was a little glitch in our broadcast quality there, buddy. Someone wanted to be critical. I mean, we're never critical of game. We were never critical of game faces when that was around, were we?
No, absolutely not. And speaking of
35-0, Middle Township is on top here at halftime.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Wow. But what I would like to do right now, Brian, is Sharon Rementer, the athletic director here at Middle Township. I got to give her a huge shout out and a very, very huge thank you. Needless to say, it's very rare that I am left speechless, but when Brian and I entered the press box tonight, not only did they roll out the red carpet, but they have a poster hanging up high atop the press box over the windows that says, "Welcome home, the one and only Buddy Tarbotton," with a picture on one side of me with my Phillies gear at Citizens Bank Park, and then another picture pre-burial with my sport coat and tie on.
Isn't that the truth?
But thank you very, very much, and it was funny, and all these will be posted on. If you follow Brian, you can go to Twitter.
I did a double take when I first looked at that photo. I thought it might have been Rocco Sansone.
Yeah,
when we used to wear the dark suits when he coached at Wildwood High.
Absolutely, and it will be on my Facebook page later. Brian already posted it on Twitter, but and again. That's the one thing we really do enjoy. Brian and I have been doing this for a long time. Our 26th season is underway. And, the relationship that we develop with the local schools, especially the administration, the athletic directors, we need certain things, and they go out of their way to make sure that we're taking care of.
And anytime you get your ego stroked, that puts you, hey.
Yeah, right, especially when I was actually embarrassed, humbled, however you want to put it. But let's put it this way: Sharon is one of the few times she left me speechless. And Brian can attest to that fact. That doesn't happen often.
35-0 Middle on top here at the half. Middle will actually get the ball to start the second half as well. They will move from the east end zone toward the west. And we will have a running clock at least to start this half. All high school football games in New Jersey have a running clock whenever the point spread is 35 points or more. Now, if Schalick cuts into that deficit inside 35 points, then you would go back to a regular clock. But for right now, that clock will continue to move as we start this second half. So as long as Middle has a 35-point lead or more, this half would move rather quickly. And now we're ready to go. Middle had to run a couple of other players on. That's one thing Coach Frank Rigitano is going to certainly work on this next week in practice, buddy, is they have had a lot of, as much as they've dominated this game, a lot of confusion on special teams plays in terms of personnel, who's supposed to be on the field and who isn't.
Yeah, do you think they're going to Run a little bit about that.
Evan Robinson tries a little pooch kick, and Middle Township does a good job of just diving on it at their own 46, and they'll take over there.
And as Brian said, Schalick, in a smart move by Cougars coach Mike Wilson, he's trying to get that momentum as quickly as he can to get something positive going. And they try that pooch kick, the onside kick, and Middle Township very alert and was able to cover that up. And now it will be Panther football, 1st and 10 from their own 45.
Nabbing the shotgun, hands it off. I believe that was Caraballo on the run. No, it wasn't Caraballo. Excuse me, buddy.
And number 32, Matt Gariano.
It was actually Matt Gariano playing the running back position. But Gariano lost 3 yards. 2nd down and 13. Swing pass out here to Caraballo. Cuts it across the 50, across the 45-40. Cuts it back at the 35, spins inside the 30, and will finally go down at the 27-yard line.
I'll tell you what. Again, a good job that time. This time, Caraballo making sure he catches the football before he tries to run down the field. And again, he made guys miss. He made 4 or 5 Schalick players bring him down to the grass. So again, that was just a nice play there.
First and 10 for Middle at the 28-yard line. Here's a handoff inside. And good play on the inside in there. As Gariano was taken down. And that was no gain, so 2nd and 10 for Middle. Buddy, a lot of inquiring minds want to know what you're eating on the air because the lollipop you're enjoying is going right out over the airwaves. Just wanted to let you know.
Well, that's, hey, what can I say? It's finished.
Wouldn't be a 98.7 The Coast broadcast without Buddy adding some different things to it.
With that, I've been told that we were often compared to you being Scott Fransky and me being Larry Anderson.
I would actually take that as high praise. I think Larry Anderson, however, may feel insulted. We have a penalty here, and let's see what we have. This was a pre-snap penalty. The initial indication was that it was a false start on Middle, but the officials have now come together. Maybe they're changing it, or let's see what the call is here. And now Frank Burbridge, the lead official, comes in, and it will be an illegal motion penalty or illegal procedure penalty on Middle Township. So 2nd down and 15 now for Middle. Ball out at the 33-yard line. Hand off to Gariano. He's got some room on the left side. Gets a block, spins away from one tackle, lunges forward. He's up close to a 1st down.
Gariano on the carry.
Pickup of about 11 there, 11 or 12 on 2nd and 15. I'm going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, and that time Gariano doing a good job of keeping his legs pumping and going, north to south, not east to west, trying to get that ball downfield.
Fake the handoff, Nab rolling, throws it out in the flat, caught by Luke Salvo, turns it inside at the 10, dives forward, and he's in for the touchdown. Luke Salvo, 21-yard touchdown reception, and Middle Township now leads it 41-0.
And again, a nice quick read that time. And he goes to the steady Salvo. Salvo Luke has got a really good set of hands. He's got a great set of hands. And, boy, there was no denying him that end zone, Brian, once he caught that ball and turned upfield.
Yeah, once he turned his shoulders, he got his shoulders go. Here's Licata for the extra point. That kick is good. So Licata's 5 for 6 on extra points. 42-0 Middle Township. And we'll keep it here after this touchdown and point after. But you're right, buddy, to jump on that point. Once Salvo turned his shoulders and got his feet moving up the field, no one from Schalick was going to stop him at that point. And he got hit about the 4-yard line, broke that tackle, and then lunged for the goal line and made it across. And it is Middle leading at 42-0. And I think at this point now, you'll start seeing Middle Township put some younger players in the game. They're actually starting to do that here on the kickoff as well, changing personnel a little bit. Clock is moving as we are in the running clock mode here in the third quarter. 42-0 Middle Township.
And again, to Brett Knapp's credit, when he hits his receivers, Brian, he hits them in stride, right in the numbers. And when Luke Salvo caught that, and he turned and squared his shoulders, as you said, up and started upfield, there was no denying him that end zone.
Licata to kick it off. It's another high but short kick. Oh, this one bounces at the 30. He goes out of bounds at the 29. And Schalick has a couple of options here. They could take it where it goes out of bounds. You wouldn't do that. You could take it on the 35-yard line, or you can make Middle re-kick, move it back 5. Schalick most likely will take it at the 35-yard line. So Cougars will look to try to get something going here as the clock is moving inside 6 minutes to go third quarter with Middle ahead 42-0, and they have just dominated this football game. And Middle really needed this, buddy, coming off that 40-14 loss to Clayton.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
Cardona hands it off inside.
I mean, it's going to be
gain of 1 or 2 by Zydlecki.
It's going to be a tough road game, traveling up to Clayton. But I know the coaching staff was disappointed in the way the Panthers played.
Second down and 9 for Schalick. Inside 5 minutes to go third quarter. 42-0 Middle Township. Quinn Cardona in the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes a handoff, tosses a pass, and a gain of about 7 or 8 for Aiden Collins. Be short of the first down. And actually, it's a gain of about 6. It'll leave it at 3rd and 3 at the 37-yard line. Just outside the 37-yard line, the ball needs to get to the 45. Or excuse me, it's outside the 42-yard line. They need to get to the 45. So it's 3rd down and a short 3. Everyone wanted to know, buddy. They hope you really enjoyed that lollipop you were sucking on right into the microphone there. There's a low snap. Handoff inside, and this play was doomed from the start, and it's a loss of about 3.
And again, it was a low snap, so that put Cardona in a bad position. In Middle Township, that time it was the left side of that defensive line. Just got great penetration. And it ends up being about a 3-yard loss, so it'll be 4th and 6.
Inside 3:20 to go. Here in the third quarter, 42-0 Middle Township on top of Schalick. Schalick going for it here on 4th and 5. Cardona rolling to the near side, throws. It's caught. Middle Township stopped playing there for a moment. I think the player who defended it thought that the pass was knocked away, and Aiden Collins ended up spinning away and getting a first down.
Yeah, I mean, you don't stop until you hear a whistle.
And had they made the tackle right there, it would have ended the possession because he was about a yard short of the first down.
Yes, absolutely, and that would have been, they would have turned the ball over on downs. However, when the Middle Township defender literally let up, he stood up and let up, and he was able to spin away and pick up the necessary yardage. So it's going to be first down and 10 for Schalick on their own 48-yard line. Coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter.
And we have a couple of players move. Schalick, a receiver on the far side, moved, but then a Middle Township player also moved, and they're going to say that Middle was offside first. So that moves it up 5. It'll be first down and 5 for Schalick. Moves the ball inside Middle Township territory. Clock moving, 1:40 to go, third quarter. Quinn Cardona standing at his own 48 in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's going to fire a fade down the far side of the field. It's tipped and incomplete. Good play on the far side over there.
Incomplete, second and 5.
I believe that was Eric Smith on the coverage.
Yes, that was Eric Smith. Smith did a good job because, again, Ventura gives, he's 6'2", and the ball was actually pretty well thrown, Brian. And Smith did a good job going up and batting that ball away, so Ventura could not make the catch.
Second down and 5 for Schalick at the Middle Township 47. 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Clock is running. We are on a running clock here. Middle showing blitz, and sacked is Cardona. And it looked like David Julian was in on that. He was the player who blitzed and hit him first.
That was David Julian.
I believe.
Well, actually, it was number 50.
Right, David Julian. Yeah, well, you're all right, bud. Why don't you go back to the lollipop there? Third down and 5.
I wanted to make sure everyone knew Dave's number was 50.
That'll do it for the third quarter as time runs out after the sack. So we'll go to the fourth quarter here. Middle Township on top, 42-0. Back after this on CoastSportsToday.com and 98.7 The Coast. We are back at Memorial Field. Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbot, and Middle leading Schalick 42-0. Start of the fourth quarter. Schalick with the ball, 3rd and 10 at their own 48. Quinn Cardona back to pass. Throws, it's underthrown, and it's nearly intercepted. Nearly intercepted by Patrick Yakel. And I think he had the ball in his hands, but Ethan Ventura knocked it out. And Ventura is actually down injured. And that looks like a cramp. He has that look about him, buddy, and hopefully that's all it is. So 11:38 to go in the football game, 42-0 Middle Township. We're going to take a 30-second break with the injury timeout and come back right after this on 98.7 The Coast. Back at Memorial Field, Brian Kniff, Buddy Tarbot, and Ethan Ventura is helped off the field by a couple of teammates after going down injured there. And it'll be 4th down for Schalick, 4th down and 10 at their own 48. And, Buddy, we have a big upset in South Jersey. Millville knocks off St. Augustine 22-21. Millville was down 21-14, scored a touchdown and went for 2 in the fourth quarter and made it, took the lead. And they had a big defensive stand late. And
that is a big upset.
Yeah, big win for Millville.
Yes. Was that St. Augustine's first game back?
Yes.
Since their little COVID scare?
Schalick back to punt. Nice high kick, not real deep. Taken by Adrian LeBoy. Comes to the near side. He's got some room. Across the 50, across the 40, and he is going to go. Adrian LeBoy. 73-yard touchdown. Return of a punt. Oh, what do we got here? We got whistles. And no, the touchdown will stand. I heard a whistle back here toward midfield. I thought maybe there was a penalty, but nothing down on the ground. And it's a 73-yard return for a touchdown by Adrian LeBoy.
And LeBoy, a sophomore on this Middle Township squad, he plays running back, wide receiver, linebacker, and special teams.
Yeah, well, hold on here, buddy, because the officials are huddling here at the 30-yard line. I have a feeling they're going to bring this back for whatever reason. And, there's a personal foul against Middle Township, a personal foul against Schalick, and we have to re-kick.
Wow.
And I think I did see a couple of players come together at midfield, buddy, after LeBoy had run down the field, but before he reached the end zone, so the play was still live. That then makes it offsetting penalties, and we have to replay the down. So take away a 73-yard punt return for a touchdown by Adrian LeBoy.
Well, Adrian, just going to have to pick another spot and do it again. 9:35 to play here in this football game. The clock continues to run.
Low snap. Robinson will run. He's hit, and he's taken down for a loss, and Middle Township will take over there.
That was a nice tackle, too. Open field tackle by Middle Township.
Ends up being a loss of about 3. Middle will take over at the Schalick 44.
And I believe, Brian, that was James Kropp who made that tackle in the open field. a junior for the Panthers.
And, buddy, we have some changes for Middle Township. Michael Zarfati, who caught a touchdown pass earlier in the game, is now in a quarterback for Middle. As Middle leading 42-0 here, has a lot of subs in the game on offense. They hand it off. Trying to turn the right corner. Now bouncing it back to the near side. And falling down inside the 30.
And
Xavier Swinton, a freshman.
And Michael Zarfati, who is now the quarterback, we had mentioned earlier, he's also a freshman.
That's a 29-yard run by Xavier Swinton. 1st and 10 for Middle at the 27. Just over 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And we've had a running clock for this entire second half. The second half has gone by rather quickly to this point.
Yes, it's made up for that second quarter.
Yes, second quarter took forever. Zarfati in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands it off again. Turning the corner on the right side. And finally going down over there. I believe that was Patrick Yakel on that run, I believe.
That was Patrick Yakel. You are correct. And he's a sophomore. He's a running back, and he is another running back, defensive back for these Panthers. And boy, I'll tell you what, this team is really, Coach Frank Rigitano's team is loaded with underclassmen.
Yeah, well, he had said that there were going to be 3 or 4 freshmen that were going to play regularly. Isaiah Carr, wing on defense. Zarfati is a receiver. Jeremiah Jones is a running back, and and a couple of other kids. They have one of their offensive linemen, Daniel Brown. We have a big play defensively by Schalick and a loss of about 13 there. That was Yakel on the loss.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long for Middle Township. It's going to be at least.
Yeah, 3rd and about 17 or so.
Middle has the ball at the Schalick 33-yard line.
Just over 6 minutes to play.
And it's 42-0, Middle Township on top. It has been all Middle Township tonight.
Zarfati takes the snap, tosses. Swinton trying to turn the corner, does. Picks up about 5 or 6.
He might have gotten that back to the original line of scrimmage or very close.
Yeah, he picked up about 6. It's 4th and 11. 5.5 to go. Yeah, it's been all Middle Township here. 42-0.
And Swinton on that carry, he's another freshman for Coach Frank Rigitano. He's listed as 5'3", and you can see when he's out there, he is all of 5'3".
5'3", 120 pounds, buddy, but he can run.
Yes, he can.
4th and 11. Zarfati will go back to pass, fires it. Wow. It's caught for a touchdown.
Wow. What
29 from 29 yards out.
Michael Zarfati's pass complete to number 25,
Zamar Wakefield on the catch.
Another freshman. And I'll tell you what, that was a well-run route by Wakefield as he was open, had a step on his man. And you want to talk about hitting your teammate in stride. Zarfati could not have thrown that ball any better as he hit Wakefield in stride on the numbers, crossing the goal line, and now the Panthers up 48-0 on that 4th and 11.
And it looks like they're going to let Yakel try to kick here on the extra point. Licata was 5 for 6 on kicks, extra points, and now Middle again with personnel issues. This is understandable. They're trying to get some kids some playing time here, and they take a timeout, leading 48-0 with 3:36 to go in the football game. Buddy, Clayton leads Lower Cape May 28-0. They have 3 interception returns for touchdowns in that game.
Wow. And it's 28-0?
Yes.
And 3 turnovers, interceptions that have led to touchdowns.
All right, so
this will be number 19 for the Panthers, who will be in there. Jared Johnson.
Jared Johnson, excuse me. I thought it was Yakel, so it's Jared Johnson.
Another sophomore.
Kick is, that one didn't look as pretty, but it was a nice line drive kick that made it over the crossbar, and it was good.
It's not about how pretty it is. It's about, does it go through the uprights?
And it certainly did. So Jared Johnson with the extra point, and it's 49-0 Middle Township with 3:36 to go in the football game. And so it's been an absolutely dominating performance by Middle in this game.
And the other part of the Middle's doing a very good job, Brian, of spreading the football around, getting a lot of guys in the game, getting touches, varsity touches, which is very important down the road.
Yeah, and not only that, buddy, but from a statistical standpoint, you had kind of a rare thing happen in that Michael Zarfati has both caught a touchdown pass and thrown a touchdown pass in this football game. So Middle has it teed up. 3:36 to go. Clock is now moving.
Didn't Nick Foles do that in the Super Bowl?
This is a high school game here, buddy.
I'm just trying to remember, that's all.
And it looks like we're having trouble with the T over there. Middle's having trouble teeing the ball up, and now I think they're just going to have someone hold it. And I think it's Jared Johnson that's kicking off here.
Yes, it is Jared Johnson. And number 13 on the hold is Matthew Barkis.
Johnson, a low line drive kick. Bouncing around at the 15, picked up there. And going down is Aiden Collins.
Aiden Collins on the return.
And the clock continues to move. We're inside 3 minutes. 49-0 Middle Township.
25, first and 10, Cougars.
And see if Schalick can get something going here. Not going to get many plays. I mean, with the clock moving, unless they call their timeouts. There's 2.5 to go. And
they have all 3 timeouts left.
Buddy, the interesting thing is here, Schalick doesn't have an awful lot of kids in uniform here. They only have about maybe 25 kids in uniform tonight. Here's a handoff. And a gain of about 1.
And that was Brandon Hayes on the carry.
Jordan Baez on the carry there, buddy.
It looked like a number 15 from
It's
this
25.
vantage point. Oh. Hey, well, I was half right.
Second down and 9 for Schalick.
Sometimes you just have to look for something positive.
49-0. Middle on top. This be a tough bus ride back for Schalick up to Pittsgrove. It's another handoff on the outside. It's a good run here. And And Baez on that run again. I think the ball came loose, but I think it was after he was down. As a pickup of about 6 or 7 there. And actually, they're going to mark it all the way up at the 34, so it's a gain of 8. And it'll be 3rd down and 1 as the clock comes inside a minute to play. Putting the finishing touches on this dominating effort by Middle Township here in their first home game of the season. They had one of only 2 home games, as their scheduled home game next week got canceled. They picked up Audubon on the road. Here's Cardona running here and goes out of bounds at the 42-yard line. And Schalick will take a timeout. They're going to try to take maybe a couple cracks at the end zone here.
Well, you really can't blame them. I mean, Coach Wilson, would like to get some points on the board. And that was a good run by Cardona. And as you said, puts the ball on the 42-yard line of Middle Township. 29.3 seconds left in tonight's football game. And Middle Township just been very impressive. They are up 49-0.
So clock will start on the snap here. Back to pass. And it is incomplete. A couple of players for both teams had a shot at that. It's kind of a Hail Mary thrown against the wind a little bit. And it was incomplete at the 25-yard line. Schalick will take another timeout here with 14 seconds left. If you're wondering why they had to take a timeout, you were on running clock here, so the clock is moving even after that incomplete pass because Middle has a lead of 35 points or more, leading 49-0.
And the scoreboard has Schalick with still 3 timeouts, but they are now down to
1.
The last timeout.
So 2nd down here. Not that the down really matters with 14 seconds left. 2nd and 10 at the Middle 43. And Cardona back, fires it downfield. It's caught and taken down inside the 15-yard line.
And I believe Coach Wilson's going to burn that last time out, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, you try to get something positive out of the game. Try to get a touchdown. So this will be the final play of the game, barring a penalty. We're down to 3.3 seconds to go in the football game. And it's 1st and 10 for Schalick. Again, the down and the distance doesn't really matter. Schalick's got a score on this play, barring a penalty. 3.3 seconds to go.
And again, next Friday night we've had to change up our broadcast schedule, but we will be bringing you Wildwood High football at 6 o'clock next Friday night as they take on Lindenwold High School.
Quinn Cardona back to pass. Throws it toward the corner of the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. So good for Schalick. They get a touchdown on the final play of the game. Good catch down there in the corner.
It was a good catch.
Couldn't see exactly who the number was. So far away from us, and that is the final play of the game. And they will not kick the extra point. So 49-6 is the final. Dominating performance by Middle Township. For Chris Knoll on the video, for Norm Donahue back at the studio, for my partner Buddy Tarbon, once again, Middle Township 49, Schalick 6. as Middle gets their first win of the season here, winning at home at Memorial Field. This has been high school football on CoastSportsToday.com and 98.7 The Coast.